Hey guys, this is Jerry. So I come from a country that I would call more of a patriarchy. I'm Chinese and I grew up in China in the 1990s. A lot of times I talk to people in America who say, yeah, we live in a patriarchy, and I want to transport them back in time to the 90s to when I grew up, because I feel like when you call America a patriarchy, you disrespect the people who really lived through a patriarchy. Let me describe to you what a real patriarchy is. My parents had me as an accident in 1990, and my dad didn't want me. And because China is a real patriarchy, my dad had the final say. So my dad told my mom, look, I don't want the kid. You have to abort the kid. And basically, I would have been aborted. But my dad had advisor, so someone at a higher, quote-unquote, hierarchy or higher person that he had to respect. And she told my dad, look, life is precious. You can't do this. So because of an advisor telling him to change his mind, he did. That's the only reason my parents had me. Later on, my parents had another kid after me. My dad didn't want it. My mom wanted it. But this time there was no advisor to tell my dad otherwise. So it was my dad's decision. My mom went through an abortion. And then it happened a second time. I've vlogged about this already, so you can watch that story. The point is, that's a real patriarchy, where whatever the male says goes. The female doesn't have equal rights. That's a patriarchy. Second story happened in China in 1999. The same advisor that saved my life when I was conceived, she had a son. And the son divorced his wife. And they had a daughter. In China, divorce laws make it so in a divorce, the male always gets the child, and the male decides whether the female, the ex-wife, even can get visitation rights. That's a patriarchy. And because in a divorce, the kid went to the male, the father, in this case of my father's advisor's son's divorce, he's like, yeah, I'm taking my daughter, and I'm not giving my ex-wife any visitation rights because she's crazy. And she's a mom, she wants to see her daughter. So one day she arrives at their door, starts pounding on the door, give me my daughter, I want to see my daughter. And they keep the door closed, and this poor woman, to get to her daughter, she breaks the doorbell. She breaks the peephole. She pounded on the door for 20 minutes, couldn't get to her daughter. And she goes home, and then about 3 hours later, she comes back again, pounds on the door, tries to get to her daughter. Can't get to her daughter because legally, the daughter belongs to the father. That's a patriarchy. Third story. My aunt, so my dad's cousin, much older cousin, had a daughter. She married a guy, they had a son. So this is my cousin. So my cousin, female cousin, married a guy, they had a son. And then they divorced. So because of the way divorces work in China, the kid went to the father. And that's it. And this father at least had a heart. Once a year, I think, she let the son go see the mom. But he didn't even have to do that, because in China, in a divorce, the patriarch, the father, gets the kids and decides what to do. Fourth story. My aunt, my mom's little sister, divorced her husband, so my uncle, in the 90s. And took my cousin away. My uncle, so my aunt's husband, the father, took his son away. And then the son didn't see his mom for probably at least 20 years. Finally, when he was about to get married, he's like, I should connect with my biological mother. So he found her and they reconnected. And at that point, my aunt already had another boy with another man. So it's like he got to meet a half-brother too. So it was a pretty emotional moment for him. But again, the laws favor the males in China because that's a patriarchy. So why am I telling you all these stories? Because when feminists, white knights, people in America, in the West, say that we still live in a patriarchy, your definition, whatever skewed, weird definition of patriarchy, is not what a patriarchy is. What I described to you in those 4 stories, that's a real patriarchy, and that system needs to change. I absolutely 100% agree. Okay, that's not a healthy place to raise a family. That's not a healthy place for females. It's not a healthy place for kids. But when white knights, when feminists call America a patriarchy, America, a country where we have a female running for president, where there are more women with college degrees than men, where women initiate the majority of divorces, where most oftentimes women get custody of the child, that's not a patriarchy, okay? We live in a very good world. The West, especially America, we have it good. And what I hope this vlog explains to you is a little bit of perspective, is how bad it is in some countries. So don't wreck something good here by turning this place into something where almost half of the population, aka men, can't feel comfortable being themselves. I thank you guys for watching my vlog. And remember, language is powerful. So make sure you use terms correctly. We are not living in a patriarchy. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.